see Trio with level. Well, Paz is playing it. Paz is generally the support player, so I mean they could do a swap, I guess. But so far, no swap. It's gonna be Migo. No, I take that back. Paz has a poor man shield.
Battle.
Okay, he sells it.
He's like, there's been some miscommunication, but yeah, we're inside of the game now, so we're gonna get to see how the lanes are shaping up. It's another smoke 5-man. This time on the side of Alliance, they're gonna be running towards what could. I mean, it could be Roche.
Oh, are they doing this? Yes, they are doing this.
Oh my goodness.
It's like standard straight up.
You know, this is really clever because this is a team where really the only thing that they have where you say it's a level 1 Roche.
It's the Prophet.
Is the Prophet,
yeah,
right?
There's nothing else.
And it seems like it's almost too slow to be able to do, but they have Shadow Wave. So
actually, Shadow Wave does a ton of damage.
Yeah, it does a lot of damage. It keeps everyone pretty much in fighting shape the entire time. And no one on Sigma has any idea.
You just don't expect it.
30 seconds.
This is one of those games where you just look at it and you watch the replay and you're like, how did we not see this coming?
Well, I mean, it's very, very understandable that you don't see this coming.
That's what I mean, though, but that's why it's so good by Alliance, because their lineup is not one where you just, it doesn't scream level 1 Roche, but they clearly can do it.
I think if you're playing against Alliance in the opening matchup of a particular tournament,
has fallen to the
it's a guarantee check. Because they did this in China as well, and I'm sure they did this during the international group stage, I think. I remember like every match where Alliance plays in the first match of a tournament, they go level 1 Roche. It's such a, obviously give your entire team level 2 plus 200 gold and all that, that's all nice, but I just think that there's such an emotional, not philosophical, like, you just gain a mental edge when you get a level 1 Roche off like that.
Yeah, I totally agree. And the biggest part is now, heroes, like even Batrider, for example, he doesn't even have to skill a second ability, but just in case anything were to try to happen to him, he would be able to Firefly away. Top, you already have Scorched Earth and level 2 on the Bane, so there's Brain Sap and Nightmare. There's just so many benefits that you gain from having a level up this early that normally this lane top where you see Gyro, you see Miguel, and you're like, they should be able to pressure this, but they could just leave Bane in the lane to do what he wants, and Loda just went to go eat a creep in the woods.
So what's your thought on actually offensive dueling here coming out from Sock as well as Miguel? And now they're doing a little bit of harass here, but looks like a Nightmare's going to go off, and that should be it.
Yeah, they can't really kill just because of the control that Alliance have in their safe lane, but it shows the damage potential between the two heroes. Leech Seed is known for being a pretty high damage spell, and it equalizes quite a bit of HP from the Leech that does. I think it's 4 ticks now, every level, so you get quite a bit of healing from that. But it's supplemented by the fact that Gyro's burst is crazy. So if you catch that hero out, it's very similar to how Rubik functions with Gyro, and you can get that damage dealt. So it is a very strong duel lane.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to see a smoke gang to make that killing combo a little bit stronger. Unfortunately, Enchantress doesn't have one of the better creeps. Her smoke runs out. She was able to get here undetected, but there's just really no good ganks here. I guess you could backstab mid. Funzy does have Cold Snap, one of the stronger ganking spell. But speaking of Funzy, maybe a little bit of trouble here as S4. Very aggressive.
8 stacks, man. 8.
Yeah. Is he thinking about going back in? There's Cold Snap. 9 stack. S4 is going to die.
Yeah, he just wants to pop the Aegis.
Okay. Which is not too bad of a trade, I guess.
Yeah, I think Funzy is honestly going to be happy with that. And he knew the Firefly wasn't going to be on after the Aegis was popped anyway, so there's really no danger of him going down in that situation. He had 10 wand charges the whole time. So, calculated risk taken, but I think getting the Aegis off, it's not really horrible for S4 because really what else are you going to use it on anyway? And he got a free heal, basically to full health, and he gets the rune.
Yeah, double damage rune, very nice. Enchantress kind of made a big loop around the world and now back into our jungle. It feels like Effing Matt has had not much impact, and to be honest, you're not going to gank the guy with the Aegis mid, but now the Aegis is gone. I imagine with the smoke coming from a courier, that mid lane is the next place that he's going.
It's still going to be hard to kill him, though, just because all he has to do really, he has got boots already, and he's got bottle, and it's only 3 minutes into the game. So before the courier is even flying, he already has all that. Even if you get like a net or something like that, you're going to need more. And I think, yeah, they realize that. So they're just going to send the Enchantress top. So Bucking Mad is going to go gank, try to maybe kill Loda, which I still think is going to be a tall order.
It's tough. I mean, it depends on what Akis have. Akis has 2 points to the heal, and they also have Nightmare as a defensive measure. In fact, they're actually thinking perhaps on going one of these guys. Yep, it's going to be on Sock. Well, there's Leech Seed giving him a lot of HP. And Enchantress coming in a very good time, but they just don't have enough damage. They're going to try to get a kill on Bane, but Miguel being driven away, and that should be it.
Yeah, that was Definitely not the way you want to engage. Having everyone able to just walk up to you straight away. I think it was a mistake that they didn't just bounce the Nightmare. Like,
yeah,
why not just attack him so he's not in a horrible position? Because they all surrounded him for the Shadow Wave, and they got a ton of damage off. Maybe it's just they're not experienced in playing against Bane. I really doubt that.
Migo earlier did toggle the aggro. I think he was trying to cast a Leech Seed first and then go for the aggro toggle. But, you know, Treant is not known to be a speedy demon.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Pretty long base attack time.
Well,
so still, really good start for Alliance. They secured themselves first blood. They managed to get Roshan before the creep spawned. Things seem to be going pretty well. See a Dispel there on double damage from Funzy. For all the new players at home, that does dispel many things.
It just feels like it's unfair right now at this point for Sigma. Sigma has to outplay Alliance so much more just to get rid of that level 1 Roche advantage. They're going to go right on the Batrider, but like you said, with the boots of speed, he is just outpacing.
Oh, his Firefly wore off in a really bad time. I think he might still be okay, though. Ake was there to throw out a Poison Touch. Now Sakshika in a very interesting position. He's going to pop another Rocket Barrage, but coming in from the low ground, EGM, he might have a Brain Sap for this. Doesn't even need it, actually. Sake secures the kill with an auto attack. Teleport in from Bulldog as well. They want to go for fucking mad. There's a Centaur there. He's going to have to throw out the Stomp. Brain Sap lands, but the Nature's Attendants going to keep fucking mad alive. And S4 and Bulldog going to just go ahead and pull back with the rest of Alliance. That's 4 mid, man. This feels like one of my games. Just 4 mid, like, instantly.
Well, you talked about that, the Prophet being the ability to teleport wherever you want, but we just did not expect to be in the mid lane. We expected more on the top. Funzy getting a little bit of stack on him. He's, like, not moving. Okay, he's not lagged out or anything. A little bit of miscommunication from Sigma here as the Cold Snap went on one hero, the Centaur Stomp went on another. They weren't getting any kills. Alliance is just have more survivability, it seems like. They, with the heals and Brain Saps and Nightmares, it's tough to get any kills. And
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Criticizing
Miguel. Rest in peace, friend. That is impossible to deal with solo. Like, if you get Nightmared against that, you are just dead.
With a Poison Slow, with the body blocking in between, and then the 3-man surround with a Shadow Wave. Ake's not getting Grave. He doesn't need Grave. Nobody's dying on his team yet.
No, yeah, nobody's died. I find that still questionable.
Not getting Grave?
Yeah. Poison Touch level 2 comparative to level 1. Okay, you get 1 second of 66% slow, and the damage goes up by 6, and the cooldown goes down by 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Big deal. For 1 point, I can't ever see a scenario where Shallow Grave isn't better than that.
I mean...
Unless your team has never died.
Yeah, which... we can't follow him right now, because, you know, it's not his fault.
Yeah, but... Yeah, okay.
I think it's more of like, don't try this at home.
Right.
Because it's not sure if the best thing. But in any case, it's working out.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Loda picks up a casual Vitality booster, by the way. And I say that's casual because he doesn't have a Ring of Health or anything. He just has a Vitality booster. And he's got 2 salves.
I think casual Vitality booster on Doom is probably one of the worst targets. Because by picking up armor, you get so much more effective HP. Not saying Loda's...
He's got a Wildkin, man. He's got armor.
Okay, there you go. Well,
3 armor, man.
I take that back. But in any case, I think there's a lot other items better on Doom. We saw, I think Trixie was it, that got a Vanguard in game number 1. And we didn't really like it. And in that game, there was a lot more minus armor and whatever else. In this game, we'll see what he turns that Vitality booster into. Anything?
It could just always be a heart later on in the game.
Sure, that's fine.
Like, as an item, it's still pretty cost efficient. 1100 gold for 250 health. It's not really terrible. Mid in the meantime, Paz, he's got Vendetta. He's going to pop it. Oh, he misses the Impale on S4. And he's also going to try to dodge the EMP. Unfortunately, not going to succeed. No one from his team really porting to help him out, but S4 feels just fine.
I think this is what you mean earlier when Alliance has greedier draft, but when they're individually so good, they can get away with things. Just
that
like
wasn't S4 being good, though.
Yeah,
that was just Paz messing up.
For example, the river fight where 4 hero defends on mid and descends on mid and they get a couple of kills, things like that really allows them to do like a Doom safe lane, which is not greedy in nature. Doom safe lane is actually quite okay. But look how farmed Loda is already at this point. FaZe, Vanguard. So what do you think about Vanguard in this particular situation?
When you have it at 8 minutes into the game, it's always going to be good.
Yeah, against a team that lacks damage, like you pointed out during the drafting stage.
Yeah, all they have is magic damage. So this is a hero, when he gets a few more levels, even if he wants to start fighting now, he can. He's got Doom. It's not like he's waiting on anything in particular. He's gone the greediest possible build as well, because he's gone Max Devour, hasn't even Max Scorched Earth. Maybe he wants to sit in the lane a little bit longer, make himself an early pipe, and just go kind of like team fight oriented Doom and tanky, and just walk into them. I mean, what does Sigma do against that?
Yeah, I think Sigma's really going to have to rely on that EMP Tornado and basically says, we can't really kill you, but to take away your mana and hopefully that you won't cast too many spells. And speaking of that, Funzy is getting okay-ish level on the mid lane. Like, he's not unharassed. They just drop a Nightmare on him in the mid lane, and that basically forced somebody to pop a TP to prevent that initiation from coming. And speaking of, Sok, he's actually getting decent farm on the bot lane now. But they really, I don't think they just trade farm. They have to actually just get something done. Like, getting a kill for the team would be a great way to start, maybe pushing down tower. So far, none of these objectives are being done. Effing Man in jungle, he's been there for a long time. Not level 6 just yet. I feel like Effing Mad's effectiveness hasn't been really hit either. He hasn't done much.
It's kind of by design, though, at the same time, because once they saw how the lanes were shaping up, Bulldog goes bottom, he starts at level 2. How does that lane even really kill him unless he's horrendously out of position?
Right.
Because the gyrocopter was top. So you don't have any damage, it's just a farming Nyx. So I'm not really sure what they expected to happen. They're giving a player like Bulldog, who's playing one of his more notable heroes, an incredible amount of room.
Radiant's
I mean, he's 47 CS at 9 minutes in as an offlane prophet, and they got Roche angled. So he's definitely had a very good start, and so is Loda. So the best possible scenario for Alliance has basically occurred this game.
Radiant's top tower has
Doom
fallen.
is going to lead a push here on the top lane. We talked about
Dyer's
how
bottom
perhaps Alliance
tower is
lack
under
counter
attack.
push, or that's the question I raised earlier, but that's not the issue right now, especially when you're just charging down a tier 2 tower 10 minutes in the game. And the question is, Sigma, will they be able to deal with this? They do have a TP on Sok. He is level 6, so cooldown is going to be a big deal. Looks like a DMP tornado.
Dyer's bottom
just the
tower
EMP
is
alone
under
is going to
attack.
drive everybody back, and that will be it.
That EMP took 100% of Loda's mana. The only reason he has mana right now is because he had like 9 wand charges from earlier.
There's Arcane Boots. That helps a little bit.
Yeah, that's one thing that people kind of forgot, because Quadswipe Invoker just it wasn't a thing for a very long time. It's like usually 1 or 2 pairs of Arcane Boots are a necessity when you're playing against that hero, because you're going to get hit by EMPs.
Yep.
It just happens. So having those to counteract it help pretty well. And I think it's core on Bane anyway, because his mana cost is just so high.
All right, they better get this kill up top here. It's going to be a 3-4-man smoke gank. And Miguel walks in with the leech seed. He could even use his ultimate if he wants. There's a Nightmare to slow things down. Ultimate being used. Not too much cost, but here comes the call down. It's going to hit on everybody. Looks like Bane's not going to survive. Doom coming in with the Vanguard, so he's going to out-tank. Tornado, EMP. Doom just doesn't care. Cold Snap is going to stop him from attacking. He's now on the run. Is he going to make it out there? No, he would not. They do get 1 kill with the Doom, though. Bulldog is going to make it out. He's just so fast with that face boots.
I like how he TP'd behind 5 heroes just to auto-attack
and then made
Sakshka like 2 times, and then still didn't die. Like, I'm surprised they didn't see that and just all turn and like destroy him. But still, that was very questionable positioning right there. Like, EGM was so far up, and he knew that his team was sitting in the jungle at that point in the time. And they had a sentry ward in the lane, which is fine, and he saw the Nyx coming. He managed a Nightmare, which was great. But that was really weird.
Yeah, maybe they're just underestimating Sigma's ability to rotate. So, I mean, Invoker got there very quickly with that phase boost, so they're doing pretty well. And the one thing that we haven't mentioned is that Trian, if you don't knock down those towers completely, he's going to be healing them back up. So that tier 2 top back at full HP, the tier 1 mid, getting there. So Trian is going to be annoying, and he's showing it right now.
Well, second pair of Arcane Boots, so there's 2 now on the side of Alliance. Good counteracting that EMP. Another Roshan attempt. But I think this time,
it's
Sigma
not going to work. Yeah.
There's no wards here
top
either.
tower is under attack.
So there's no sentry to see. Oh, there we go. Just gets dropped. So
Funzy,
they're gonna know.
Funzy's going to get
boy.
lifted. Blink Dagger came out so quickly. The call down is going to hit, though. Impel not hitting too much. Funzy's still
Dyer's
alive.
top
He's going
tower
to walk
is under
out of there.
attack.
Once we feel PO walking out alive, 1 right click, and oh my god, what a snipe coming out from the Batrider. That's but Batrider goes down on the back line. Migo's on the
Dyer's
run
top
from
tower
Loda.
is
Loda
under
with phase
attack.
boot, and he doesn't have a war stop or anything. There's a Doom on Migo just to finish him off. Meanwhile, on the other side of the fight, no, there's no more fight. Yeah, Loda's going to get the kill, I think.
Everyone just casually backed off. Oh,
what a
man.
juke.
Oh,
TP?
boy.
TP? Once the Doom's over?
All right.
TP.
He's got 1 second. There we go. Oh, my God. He's going to live.
Oh, yep.
What a player.
Radiant's
too
middle
good.
tower is under
What
attack.
a player. And that, friends, is why learning all the juke spots on the map is really important to Dota.
There is a lot of them.
Yeah, there's so many. But Alliance, I still think they have good positioning for this. There's no call down on the gyrocopter just yet. Actually, it's going to be up in 1 second, so it looks like Sakshka will very easily have it for this engagement. But likewise, Alliance have Fiend's Grip right now. They do not have Lasso for another 30 seconds, and Doom's going to be down for a minute. But the tree was also sent back to base, so looks like they will not actually be going for Roche just yet. Bulldog used a TP top, though, so he will have his regular skill teleportation to go back in if they see an opportunity to try to go for it. It's really interesting to me, though. Like, Funzy got caught out, right, with the sentry.
Right. And he didn't die.
Like, yeah, they didn't kill him.
I'm surprised that Doom didn't go on him.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised, too, because you look at their team, who else are you going to do?
Right.
You don't Doom Gyro. You don't Doom Tree.
I guess you could doom the Nyx before he...
Yeah, you could doom the Nyx, but I think that dooming the Invoker is always going to be the right call.
Yeah, you know, going back to the Doom, the Lasso, the Fiend's Grip, there's not many, like, things that you're dealing with. You're dealing with an Invoker, and in some cases, a Gyrocopter, so... I feel for Sok. I feel for Funzy. Like, they're going to be on the receiving end of all these, like, single target hate. Looks like we're going to have a Wildgun scouting out the Roshan. Tornado, that's going to hit. Call down, like you talked about. Oh, it looks like S4 takes a couple of barrage, but he's going to be fine.
Yeah, he's got 13 wand charges and a full bottle, so he's actually going to go back in. Goes for the lasso on fucking Mad, pulling him right into the Roshan pit. Flame break to secure the kill. Looks like the rest of Sigma going to be forced back. Can they continue this fight? They really want more. Miguel's going to get doomed up here. Loda is extremely fast. He's got the haste turn. Playing forward from S4. Should be a very dead tree. Looks like Funzy wanted to go for the denial, but a little bit too risky. He just ends up backing off. 2 down.
And I think that guarantees a Roshan at this point. Although they don't, again, have
the
too
tier
much
1 mid's
damage.
alive.
Yeah, they don't have too much damage, so this Roshan's been regenerating slowly. We have Enchantress coming back right now, and whenever a tree comes back, he could already aid his team from afar. So you're going to see Funzy perhaps chuck out a couple more EMP Tornado, considering that there is no Bat Lasso anymore. And yeah, everybody gives up the fight. There is a chance that Sigma perhaps could steal it, although they also don't have too much damage on their own department.
The one thing about this whole situation, though, that we have to keep in mind is that the team with the Prophet is always going to edge out the team without the Prophet. Because you're always able to split push. You know you can get to the fight whenever you want. And as soon as Pos goes missing, or 1 or 2 people go missing, you know you can just go back to the Roshan pit because you forced a reaction from somebody else. So if you see a TP, you just go back, you go to Rosh with the rest of your team, and you secure it. So there's no way Sigma can really defend this unless they take a straight-up fight with Bulldog being there and win the fight, which unfortunately is not the case.
They give it up completely. Alliance gets the second Roshan of the game. Looks like Aegis is going to get picked up by Admiral Bulldog, which the way that he's been playing, minus well, he's also got like a casual bracer gaming going on just to make sure that he can make those backline TP without dying. He picks up the Shadow Blade, and the Rat has officially begun.
Yeah, he's pretty good at that hero, man. I'll be honest, pretty good.
Yeah.
I just think that it's interesting that he just bought a bracer. Like, I don't think I've ever seen him do that before.
Yeah, no, I thought it was like, oh, interesting, he's gonna go drums, but
yeah.
No.
Drums wouldn't necessarily be that bad, though. I mean, considering how much contribution he's trying to have with his team, like he's at most engagements.
Yes.
It's not just getting assists from ultis or anything like that. He's actually been at the fight. So in that sense, having that kind of efficient item slot that early on top of FaZe and Bassi makes your right clicks pretty substantial at that stage in the game. But like you said, he opted to actually just go straight into the Midas and then the Shadow Blade, which is pretty typical. And I like the fact that they actually gave him the Aegis, because he's the one who has to make the risky plays.
Yes.
Anytime he's in a lane pushing up near tier 2, Pos could very easily try to go for him. They could have Funzy initiate on with Tornado or something like that. And he's the one who's most likely to be in a spot to die.
Yeah, he's also a very high value target. You want him to pick up that Scythe of Ice a little bit later on, or would it be Necrobook? Whatever expensive item. I mean, Batrider, in my opinion, is almost done. Like, once he gets his 4-staff, his items is pretty much
Radiant's
set.
Bottom tower
Obviously, he
is
can get
under
better with things like
attack.
Breach of Travel, Mask of Madness, or whatever else, but unless it's going on Doom, it's going on Admiral Bulldog. Looks like a rocket's going to fly at Bulldog and drive him away a little bit. You know, the game is very calm, but I think a calm game also favors Alliance, which their heroes works a lot better with gold. When you have Doom, you know, such a tanky frame, as well as Admiral Bulldog being basically everywhere he wants to be, especially with a Scythe of Ice pickup a little bit later on. He's going to be giving you a higher impact, in my opinion, than a Gyrocopter and Invoker with gold.
I totally agree. It's the dynamic of the team, because Sigma have a team that essentially functions as a 5-man squad. They have Invoker and Gyro for great team fight. Tree and Nyx kind of lend themselves to that. And then a damage dealer and Enchantress, which is obviously going to be strong. But they kind of play one way. They play together. Mm-hmm. If Pos leaves, then that's down a very, very crucial stun that Sigma don't really have any way of replacing. Like, Overgrowth doesn't really count as that good of a stun. it pretty much just holds people in place. And if he's trying to hunt the whole game, and speaking of hunting, S4 is going to find poor Sakshka pulled to the other side of the river and feed script on top of that. He's still actually stuck inside of it, even gets doomed. Double stun in the meantime coming out from Pos. He wants to go for Ake. He's still got Grave up, gets stunned by his own Shadow Wave. In the meantime, it looks like Sakshka will eventually fall. The Overgrowth, it hits on 3. Miguel, though, realizing that he does absolutely no damage to Loda whatsoever. They want to keep going. S4, he's going behind the tower. Very aggressive blink. There's actually 3 stacks on 2 members right now, Sigma, and 5 on Funzy. But it's going to be a buyback from Gyrocopter. He TPs back to the tier 1, immediately gets enfeebled. The Aegis is pop in the meantime. Bulldog, he is in a terrible spot. Going to be dropped down. Tornado, they want 2 more. They're going to catch both Ake and EGM. The Urn pop, he's trying to regen as much health as he can, but Sakshka really wants to keep going on this. The Nightmare is going to be there. Looks like that actually dies to S4 in the back. There's 2 fights going on simultaneously right now as S4 is flying across the river back to his side of the map. This has got to be one of the most awkward team fights I think I've ever seen, and S4 has no intention of backing off.
S4 has Lasso, and almost soon the fight began with Lasso, and I think it's going to continue with Lasso. There's a Rocket driving him away right now. He has Blink, he has Force F. He might just take the stun and just go right back whenever his team is ready, maybe in a couple more seconds once Admiral Bulldog's back alive. So I don't think this fight is officially over yet. You got to keep in mind that Gyrocopter had to use his buyback to continue this fight, so I think Alliance...
Oh man, he got a haste.
Uh-oh. It's going to happen soon.
Oh, what a nice tornado attempt. He doesn't actually get the dispel on the haste. Now he could be no, he misclicked. He misclicked.
Even S4 misclicked, guys.
He didn't hit the lasso. Oh, that was a guaranteed kill, man. Like, guaranteed kill if he hit that.
He could go back in.
Yeah, he's got Blink in 1 second. Does he want to do it? I think he wants to get Funzy because he blinked, like, obviously really far in. And there's that Batrider nerf, man. It was either a misclick or he wasn't close enough, which I guess it could be either because lasso range is... I mean, look at that. Just hover over the skill. It's tiny.
It should be tiny, although sometimes we see some of the dumbest, range of lasso we've seen. Which, by the way, if you're playing Batrider against a team that has a Nyx Assassin, normally the normal playstyle of Bat is you Firefly, you blink in it, and you just grab something, you pull back. Would it be correct to say that if you're playing against the Nyx Assassin, you don't want to use your Firefly?
I think if you have a Force Staff, you can get away with not using it because you can use the Force Staff to like get over a ledge and then Firefly after to get at the second ledge. Like say you were pulling somebody across the river mid and you just happen to hit them and they weren't on the ramp. I think that would probably be the right thing to do because that way you don't need the Force Staff to escape and you know you're not going to get stunned because Nyx can't get to the low ground to stand in your Firefly. Right?
With that said though, Firefly does give you flying vision, which is a very key component of him like finding people. So
yeah, but they also have a high ground
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
He's Fireflying over to
Radiant
C
structures
now.
are fortified.
I think they do these C Enchantress with the ward, but they're not going to go for it. Yeah, they're going to trade towers.
Radiant's
I think.
bottom
No, they're going to defend.
No, they're going to defend. Yeah. I like this movement though from Alliance. It seems like they're pretty concise. That one little mechanical mistake from S4, stuff happens, right?
Yep.
Can't really fret too much on that. But they have plenty of time to get back towards mid. They don't even have to TP.
Sigma's got it back right now. They have a huge, they have a 4-man weave on these heroes, and they're losing a ton of armor. They can't. Oh no! Here comes S4. He does not misclick this time. Dodges the impale. They're gonna drag Mego back, but Mego's gonna pull off his ultimate. I think. Where's the ultimate? There you go. It's only a 1-man ultimate. They are gonna get the bait. No, they're gonna Nightmare as well. Meanwhile, the back of the team fight, Loda comes in, doing a lot of damage to Mego. Why are you killing the tree? It does not matter.
All right,
he's gonna be okay. I think. No, Mego's gonna die, but that's not really a much loss.
Well, it depends on if they get the tower off this or not, because if they get the tower, then it doesn't matter what hero they kill. It's just a matter of them getting the tower. Because the more map control Alliance have, the better it's going to be. Anytime you have a profit, a team can be said that the more towers you have, the better off you are, because there's more room to work. And Pos is looking for initiation here. Maybe potentially going on Bulldog. He's walking forward. There are no sentries down here, by the way.
Oh, look, it looks like he turned around just the wrong time here. S4 on the back line here. Where's the spike? He's going to spike on the fire. There's a hit, but looks like on the backside here, Bane has already got a 1 kill. Sock dropping low. He's going to be dead to another flame break, and it's going to be a full retreat for Sigma. But he's really from a backfighter. The team fight's over. The tier 1's going to go down. And like you said, whenever you get these towers, especially for a hero like Prophet, it is a golden opportunity to press for more.
I just want to say, fucking Mad was standing there at the tower, and EGM just casually walks in and brain saps him to kill him. Like, he wasn't even under any fire other than the one hero, right? And he just ended up dying there. So that's unfortunate. And I believe that was the second death after the buyback for Sakshka, so he's actually dead for a longer period of time right now.
Yes.
Which means that this tier 2 is actually taking quite a bit of damage. So... all in all, I would say that Alliance pretty firm hold on this game.
Yeah, they definitely cannot get defend this tier 2. If Alliance want to push high ground, they still have Flaming Lasso. They see Mego, Blink, Lasso, drag bag, and yep, he's dead.
Well, this time they killed him a lot quicker. Yep.
Last time he kind of
Radiant's
danced
middle
around the
tower
team
is
fight,
under
was
attack.
even able to drop off ultimate. Fortunately for Alliance, they didn't hit too much.
Yeah, this is the point where...
GG
oh,
well
yeah,
played.
20, yeah. I honestly don't blame them at all.
It's not early GG. I don't
think it is either.
They're out of it.
Because what really are they going to do during the late game? When these heroes, especially on the side of Alliance, start getting BKBs, like if Doom decides to get one, I mean, I don't think he has to. He was actually going AC after the Shiva's pickup, but they just got so outmaneuvered and outplayed in the beginning of the game that I don't really think there was any hope for them coming back. Like, all their tier 1s are dead. They hadn't taken any of Alliance's towers at all. Like, they just got completely dominated.
I don't like Tree, man. It just doesn't add very much to your team. Lacks damage. Once the Vanguard came out on Doom, it just felt like they just didn't have enough to bring him down.
I think it was a really good idea for Loda, actually, to go for the full tankiness build, just in hindsight, because no one else on the team of Alliance really can just go with that whole walk in and tank a bunch of damage kind of a strategy. But with him, all he has to really do is be close enough to Doom the Invoker, and then it's irrelevant what else he does during the fight. He doesn't need to pick up anything like a mech, because he already has, I think, actually, Ake is going towards that.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
No, he's actually going Force, so... They didn't even need a mech, apparently. They could have had one. EGM had 3,300 gold.
Better than mech?
Don't need mech when you have Shadow Wave.
Radiant's bottom tower
I don't know,
is
in my
under
eyes,
attack.
I think the draft from Alliance was a little bit better. Well, I saw Sigma's fighting potential, but they just had no damage.
How much of that was the level
middle barracks are under attack.
Let's not forget, that's a huge part where everybody got level 2, and then all the lanes snowballed and all that stuff.
Yeah, I think the level 1 Roche was definitely a problem.
Yeah.
And S4 able to suicide to win his lane and basically just go back to full HP. Yeah. No, I agree that the level 1 Roche was a good call, but still.
We're watching the throne not dying. That's cool.
I thought when you called GG in a game, it just ended it.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Which they did. Okay.
So that's... Yeah, Loda earning them points right
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack. Sick
Own it. Alright, totals. Let's see.
Monster double kill.
Alright, so EGM has 8.5.
Middle barracks are under attack.
And Loda has 8.5 as well. Hit F8. Weapons.
Radiant's middle barracks have fallen.
F8.
Come on, fantasy cheaters.
Not F9, F8. Alright, whatever. I don't have anyone in this game. I don't know. Wait, who has Loda on their team? Lumi, you have Loda, right?
Yeah, I have Loda.
Alright. Unbelievable.
I have,
you know, I feel like it's a waste at this point because Lumi is just crushing Bruno so hard into the ground that it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Hey, it's still 1 point. 1 point is 1 point.
They're all going to go for this last hit tower. Look
Radiant's middle
the
tower
Dire
has
killed it.
fallen.
That's pathetic.
Wow. Loda got
Professional players, huh?
Professional.
I saw
each
that.
other.
Radiant's Ancient is under
They're all-
attack.
fucking EGM is nightmaring S4 on purpose. Because Shane picked EGM, but he got
Needs to heal. He's using the urn to get more
Radiant's
healing
Ancient is under
points.
attack.
Oh my god. That's pretty good.
Dire victory.
Sorry,
Sorry,
James, I died.
God damn it, I'm a bulldog.
He tried his best, though.
Yeah.
Well, I think it affected it very little. I think there was like a 1 point discrepancy across the board at the end.
Yeah.
All right, I guess our mics are on because we're talking.
I think so, yeah.
I hope so. It
I
would have
can
been
hear
really
myself.
weird if we were just talking to ourselves that whole time.
Yeah. All right.